Last week, we saw Josh Allen come up with an all-time great playoff passing performance, and he tossed 5 touchdowns in a win over the Patriots. In today's Real Mike Rob Report, I'm going to show you why getting those legs going early on may be key to unlocking getting the best out of Josh Allen's arm as the game goes on. Y'all ready?
Let's go into
All right,
it.
let's go straight to the tape. First of all, there he is walking out of the tunnel, Josh Allen, big bad Josh Allen, one of the best arm talents in the National Football League. The Bills dial up a design run for Josh Allen. They send Isaiah McKenzie to the left to add a layer of misdirection while pulling their center and their right tackle to the right. Just check this out. This is like a quarterback sweep, all right, with some misdirection. Watch how the center, Mitch Morris, and tackle Spencer Brown, how they create this alley for Josh Allen. Look how he makes Dante Hightower miss in the hole. Not a lot of quarterbacks who have tremendous arm talent can do this, guys. This is Josh Allen running the football. And this looks eerily similar to early on in the season, week 5 against the Chiefs. Opening drive, 3rd and 2. Third down of the game. This is the quarterback load sweep, okay? Just because you're adding the running back to the blocking scheme. Look how Dawson Knox gets the edge. That's how he hooks the defense, creates the lane, and you have the lead blocker with Devin Singletary. Did you see the cutback, guys? Did you see the cutback, right? Then he slides to make sure he does not get hit. Let's watch this again. Watch the run. Not a lot of quarterbacks make that cut and then slide to make sure he does not get hit. That's Josh Allen run. Again, he can beat you any way the defense presents to him. All right, let's go back to the Patriots game from last Saturday. All right, this is like what we call like a sail return type of a concept. Josh Allen gets the ball, he drops back, looks to his left. Everybody's covered. There's nobody open on this play, okay? He starts to take off back to his right, but watch how the entire defense starts to react because they know he can run the football, right? As soon as he moves, the safety, linebacker, everybody moves, and then you're seeing guys get lost in coverage. And watch just the flick of the wrist. I know we've seen it over and over and over. People don't realize how difficult this pass is. Most of the time, quarterbacks sail that ball right into the first row. This actually went over the defender and dropped right in his receiver's hands. Look at that. Great concentration. Great job. All right, now let's go back to the opening drive that ended in that win over KC, all right? Allen sees the defense flow, all right? This is an actual read. He's reading the defensive end. But check out the two offensive linemen pulling. This is a gap scheme, okay? You have the double team.
Yeah, look at Dion.
Look at that, right? Watch how he fills the double team, okay? Goes into the double team. This is called riding the wave, guys. Not a lot of running backs. They don't know how to do that. That's called riding the wave. Let's take another look at it. He had 41 rushing yards and 24 passing yards on the opening drive against KC. All right, now back to New England. All right, little RPO. Watch how the safeties react to this RPO. All right, look at it. They're stepping up. Why? Because Josh Allen, if he gets going, is going to take all 11 defenders on defense to stop him from going where he wants to go. And, guys, I mean, this throw right here, I said it's a sidearm, right? I mean, this throw, guys, I don't know if I've seen it before. Look at the window. Look how beautiful this pass is. And the catch is tremendous as well. But look at the platform of his shoulders. Look how it goes. It knifes through the defense. That's a small window right there, guys. Right in between the two safeties. Little sidearm action. Let's go back to let's watch it one more time.
Why not? Just do it again.
Look at that. Look at the fingertips. Look at that. That is beautiful. That is, when you have a quarterback that can just hand you the ball like that, makes playing football easy. Back to the KC game. Watch what happens as soon as Josh Allen looks like he may take off. There's a little route concept. But watch the deep safety in Juan Thornhill. The minute Josh Allen steps up as if he's about to take off to the right, Juan Thornhill, he turns his back to the outside receiver. And, guys, this is the throw I'm talking about. I haven't seen it before. Aaron Rodgers, we've had Joe Montana, we've had Dan Marino, whatever you want to call it. I've never seen a throw like this. This is a skinny post that he kept vertical with the throw. Look how he throws the receiver open. The safety didn't stand a chance. The corner didn't stand a chance. Let me get a sip of my drink.
Go on, you're parched. Go on, take your time. Take your time.
Nobody stood a chance in that throw. Now, we're talking about Josh Allen in his legs unlocking the magic of his arm. See, I played quarterback in college, guys. I don't know if everybody remembers. And I remember always telling our offensive coordinator, hey, man, I need at least 2 quarterback runs in my first 15 because that's how I feel like I'm a part of the game. That's how I feel like I'm into it. I didn't run down on kickoff at that time in my life. And I feel like Josh Allen is the same way. For this big, strong, big-time quarterback to feel like he's into the game and feel like that he's going to take hold of it, Brian Daboll, make sure you have a quarterback design run in that first 15, and it totally lets the defense play differently against you. I love what I'm saying out of his defense. What do we got? I mean, out of his offense.
I said on Monday, it's the greatest playoff game I've ever seen anyone play at quarterback. And I mean it. I'll stand behind it. What he did against New England and what he did with the elements, 0 degrees, and he's throwing rockets. I don't think he's scared of going into Kansas City, and he's certainly not scared of the elements. It's not going to be a night game on Sunday. It could be 0 degrees. It could be snowing. That's the X factor with him. This guy can throw through a tornado. He can throw through a blizzard, and the arm strength's never going to waver. So, yeah, the legs. But, gosh, when they need that 3rd and 14, he's not throwing a 6-yard out. He's throwing the bomb. And that's what scares me if I'm a Chiefs fan. His arm will always get him out of trouble, and his legs set up that pass.
What do you got?
It's been the great surprise of Josh Allen's career, the running. It was all coming out of Wyoming. The arm. No one was talking about this. And then he shows up and he jumped over the dude in Minnesota in his rookie year. And we're
Anthony Barr.
Oh my God, this guy's an unbelievable athlete. And Mike, I think you could not have said it better. Early. Give me one of those early. I don't care if it's a 2-yard gain or a 2-yard loss. Start setting up that he's going to run against those honey badger types and get them all not sure what to do. Over the top. I think it's a must early on for Buffalo.
I said it so early in his career. He's got Cam Newton elements to his game, and I was laughed off Twitter. I can imagine you loved him out the gate, too, and he wasn't what he was now. And I imagine you got the same from Twitter and the like.
Absolutely. And I don't think we've seen a species of quarterback like this. And I know we compare him to Cam Newton. You can have some other types of comparisons. But this guy has real arm talent. I mean, you can compare him to Aaron Rodgers in the arm talent standpoint. You can compare him to Patrick Mahomes. But those guys can't compare their legs to his. So to me, Josh Allen, he's just the ultimate weapon at the quarterback position. It is not because I'm Bills Mafia. It's because I'm a fan of football.
Yeah, 6 red zone touchdowns, tied with Devin Singletary, and I think it's the legs and the arm both have to be together to make him this dual threat ability and absolute nightmare.